inhuman, but their loving mothers, their families were living. Unspeakable, thousands, millions of words describe that time and place. June 14, 2003, on the occasion of the 63rd anniversary of the arrival of the first Polish transport to Auschwitz, which prisoners numbers from 31 to 728, I was listening in The Hague, the capital of Netherlands. I was listening to simple words. They were spoken by Matthias Rath, president of the Dr. Rath Health Foundation. Up to now, I have not about the pharma business. Until now, I did not receive any recompensation for the fact that I was in Auschwitz from April 1941 until May 1942 at the construction site of IG Farben, Auschwitz, and to taking interest in Dr. Rath's Foundation of the Hospice Memorial of the city of Auschwitz, dedicated to the memory of all those inhabitants of the Auschwitz region who in the years of 1940 to 1945 helped to save the lives of prisoners of the German extermination camp Auschwitz-Birkenau. Dr. Rath's Foundation is the vanguard of the sponsors, honorary builders of the hospice memorial of Doctor's Foundation to the governments of Italy, Japan, and Foundation of Dr. Rath, as well as Switzerland. And from personal experiences, even from such subjective one as mine, we can create our own vision of the world. But the renewal should begin at the very law of humanity, at the place where we likely experience the defeat of Nazis, because there will be the truth about the structures created for death and money, with us, slaves, but also by cyborgs of power and money of the IG Farben. There was the truth. We are witnesses, victims who survived. We memory of the murdered, and memory is our experience. Our time is running out. It is becoming more and more difficult for the world to accept our testimony to hunger, misery, deadly slave labor, to genocide, war, and hate, to the crimes of Nazis. April 1942, unusually warm spring. The Bonawarte commander, I.B. Farben, is riding to work by train. We get off outside the station. It takes us several minutes to get to the concentration site. Someone is playing the harmonica. It seems that the soldiers are commenting our march past. Behind the backs of the soldiers sitting in the door of the wagon, an officer is standing. His uniform jacket is unbuttoned. Decorations are visible, red and gold epaulets. I can see how the officer raising his hand to his forehead, and in a position of attention, he's saluting the prisoners passing by. I am impressed. This was obviously a general. I'm convinced myself. The officer continues saluting the men in the striped uniforms. Nothing is either black or white. The color of the rainbow may be, for instance, red and gold, like the epaulets of the general survived by the marching blue and gray uniform. It was Christmas Eve, 1941. The room covered with pallets was filled with the longing, with the desperation of those who remember previous Christmas Eves in liberty. At a certain moment, I noticed a prisoner with a green triangle. He went past us to the end of the room, returned, and stopped in front of our pallet. "What's your name?" he asked me in German. "August." "Do you like potato fritters?" My eyes surely expressed astonishment. Miller even burst out laughing. Yes. The German reached under his coat and drew a Mestin from under his arm. That's for you and your comrade. Merry Christmas. I didn't see your shoes, he suddenly said in a casual tone. My clothes are under my head. I will be back in a few minutes for the mess, then enjoy your meal. Miller and I broke the last potato fritter like a wafer. He was thinking of his family and Radom, and I of mine in Mielec and Dębice. Our benefactor returned. He took the Mestin and laid a pair of leather jackboots upon my blanket. May they serve you, August, and bring you home safe and sound. And he disappeared. Miller gazed in disbelief after him. An angel with a green triangle. The angel was a German, a common criminal who appeared on Christmas Eve 1941, fed us with potatoes, gave me a pair of leather boots, and disappeared, for sure, to his heaven, which he probably had within himself. And some of this heaven is within us when we are together here, you and I, with a former 12-year-old kid, Jerzy, a prisoner of Hitler in Auschwitz-Birkenau. Together, we are testifying to and honoring those who died in a death of factory. We are turning to you, the participants of this meeting today. Do not allow the chain of memory to be disrupted. Fulfilling the mission of the Guardians of Memory, you are preparing for the next change. This is the call for Relay of Memory, an appeal since the young people who are listening to us today are the last generation that still becomes acquainted with history by meeting those who tattooed prisoner numbers legitimate them to tell about history, to tell the truth, also the truth about our world today. We are calling to Relay of Memory. We are calling for a Relay of Life. And just from this place, that became the small truth about men in the 20th century, I am drawing force and believe that that which unites us in the common special project of the Constitution is a program that must be supported by all means. And they think about their responsibilities. They feel responsible for the priority of human life, which is a value above all profits.